Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Everybody good? Check 1 2. Good.
Justin, that feel like playing Salina last year?
Yeah, a little bit, man. I was really hot out there. It felt good. My teammates were feeding me really well. And, when we run that 4-out, 1-in look, with Caleb inside, too, teams are always coming to double him. It really opens the floor up, for, open shots, open driving lanes and things like that. So it was good.
We've talked to you a lot the last couple of days about making the most of your opportunity. What did it feel like in a game like this when the shots just keep falling?
Yeah, honestly, that's great, but we're really just focused on punching our ticket to the tournament, and that's all on our mind right now. We're really focused on that. We're focused on getting better day by day, and we're excited for it. So, got to keep working.
When you talk about punching your ticket to the tournament, has that been like a constant discussion, or has that been constantly in the back of your guys' mind, knowing that you guys have to, what you guys have to do?
Yeah, we don't really talk about it much, but we in the locker room, we all know how bad we want to be there. If you don't make the tournament, it's kind of a bummer. It's not like a bad season for you, but then again, it's not what you expect. It's not like what you want to experience in college basketball. So yeah.
Caleb, what was it like seeing Justin go off in the second half from your perspective?
The boy had 30. Okay. It was just great. You see him putting up extra shots after every practice. You just see it pay off. It's just great to see that kind of stuff.
Justin, Coach Holtmann had talked about last week just the way you were acting on the bench was why he put you in the game. Had none of these shots been coming in practice, was that really the case that you just cheered to get his attention?
It could be something like that, but I don't know. I kind of act a fool on the bench when I'm out there, I like, bringing energy to the floor. And I think that's something special about our group, As you saw tonight, everybody, the whole team was going crazy. And, it's just something you really want in a team, It makes it that much more fun. So, it's great.
Justin, were you surprised at how open you were all day, all night long?
To be honest tonight, I didn't really see him out there. If I got the ball, it looked like when I got hot, it was going up. But, I haven't really played all year, so they probably didn't have the scouting report, So, regardless, I'm going to keep working, and I'm going to keep doing what I can do to help this team win.
And then the first half looked like passing into the post was great. Second half, passing out of the post was great. Caleb, do you think this is the best passing performance for the team this year, or is it up there for you?
Yeah, we only had we had 11 turnovers.
More assists, right?
Yeah, we had 11 turnovers, but still, I feel like we it's better than 21. We had 21 turnovers before, so I feel like we're going in the right direction.
Caleb, he had 29 points tonight, which is the story of the night, but you filled up the stat sheet on your own. How much, when he's shooting like that, how much did that help you down low and kind of free you up to do some things?
Yeah, it's easy. These guys hitting shots like that, they can't come down on me as much, and they got to go out there. So when they come down, I'm passing it out, and they're hitting wide open shots. It's just it makes for good basketball.
Do you feel like you're catching a little bit of a groove yourself down low, 18 points, 11 rebounds? Do you feel like you caught a little bit of a groove yourself just based off of what they were doing outside on the perimeter?
Yeah, like I said, it makes for easy basketball. They're hitting shots. That means I'm playing one-on-one basketball in the post.
Justin, you came here as a shooter, so we knew that these nights would come at some point. But Coach Holtmann's talked about, you have to not let yourself get down when those shots aren't going in. You have to do other things. What is it that you've been able to do to – I know Austin asked about the stuff on the bench, but to attract his attention, what other stuff have you worked on to finally get the shot to take those shots?
Yeah, just being, bringing it every day in practice. He always emphasizes how, take this season day by day, and our results are going to be what we want them to be, You gotta come and punch your ticket every day, You gotta work hard in practice, You gotta take care of your body and things like that. And then when it's game time, practice makes perfect, so you're ready to go. But yeah, we definitely got a lot of work to do, but it's a process.
Caleb, you had 3 steals. I think CJ had 2. It just seemed like you guys were really active, sort of getting your hands when guys were trying to get to the rim. And I know the offense sticks out and the way Justin shot sticks out too. But defensively, what did you think of your performance, and particularly maybe what you thought CJ did, kind of bothering Bohannon?
Yeah, like you said, I thought we were really active on defense, had our hands out, and we played solid defense. We got some calls, but, you just got to take it possession by possession.
And I know you guys have been sort of itching to get a win like this, and the Big Ten slate has not gone maybe how you wanted it to on the whole, but to go through what you guys went through, that losing streak, some ups and downs, to at this point in the year to put together a performance like this, just what does it say about your group that, you could have maybe, folded a little bit if you wanted to, and you guys seem to maybe play your best game of the year when you needed it the most?
Just speaks to our resilience. You know, we taking it day by day, trying to get better every day, and I feel like it showed today.
As for either player, maybe even Caleb, 4.5 minutes left. Cook intercepts a pass. Looks like he's going in for a one-handed monster jam, and your brother just blocks it. How big of a play was that, and could you just talk about it?
That was crazy. That was crazy. I was at half court and I saw it and I was like, you know, coach always emphasizes, you know, move on to the next play. But really, when I saw that, I was like he just pinned it against the glass above, like right by the square. You know, that was a critical play in the game for us. I feel like, you know, it definitely they could have got momentum off that layup, you know, and got another steal maybe. You never know. That block, you know, for stopping them to get that basket was big.
One or two more. Justin, it seemed like each three you made in the second half, you became, I guess, more and more confident, especially, you know, going back onto defense, like showing kind of Iowa what you just did with like your reactions and you saw the bench reacting. How quickly does it take for you to gain that confidence with your shot? You just see it going in, you see the bench cheering you on. How does that feel? How much confidence did you gain after that second half of play?
You know, I always have a lot of confidence. I feel like every shot, I feel like, you know, something I've trained myself to do since I was little was, you know, my dad always told me too, you know, when you miss shots, you got to move on. You know, you can't hang your head on it. And if you make a bad play, you can't hang your head on it. You know, if you turn the ball over, you can't hang your head on it. You got to get back to the next play and, you know, make something happen. So regardless, you know, I'm going to be confident. But, you know, definitely seeing my teammates, you know, hyping me up like that was crazy. It was awesome.
And having that enthusiasm that you showed on the bench, kind of having an opportunity to have that same enthusiasm on the court, how did that kind of your momentum kind of establish the mood for the entire game?
Yeah, you know, I feel like the team's energy on the bench really gave us a boost on the court. You know, they were talking to us on D when we were on that end, on the defensive end. You know, calling out screens, calling out sets. Everybody was engaged. You know, everybody on the team was engaged tonight, and I think that's really a big part of the reason why we won by how we did.
Caleb, this was the most points you guys had scored since Penn State. Like 3 weeks ago, you had 74 points in that game. You get 90 tonight. Just you guys have been scuffling 50, 60-point games. Just what does it mean, and what could it mean for you guys? Not to say he's going to score 29 points every night, but if he can give you a solid 10 to 12 points from here on in, anything like that, a contribution, just what will it mean to get another scorer going for you guys?
Oh, that's great. You know, everybody's jumping into their role. I feel really well, and tonight, I tell you guys all the time, we have a lot of guys out here who can get 20. You know, we don't have a certain just go get 30 guy. So I feel like everybody's jumping in their roles and we're moving.
What do you think this does for the psyche of this team, Caleb? I mean, you've been to the tournament last year, and you guys have been touch and go here since that losing streak. Just does this get you guys over some type of a psychological barrier, beating the first win over a ranked team this year?
No, it's a big thing. You know, going into the tournament. You want big wins like this, and beating a ranked opponent, good opponent like Iowa, there's no easy wins in the Big Ten, so it was a good win tonight.
Thanks, guys.
I don't know, Coach. What led to what did you see from your team tonight in this that led to this performance?
Not a whole lot, Chad. You know, I think you got to give some credit to our opponent. They obviously shot the ball extremely well, but you know we didn't rebound tonight. And give credit to them for that. You know, we missed 29 shots, only got 4 back. I think it's hard to go on the road and have that happen. You know, and we had some good individual performances, I thought, but collectively, in particular, at the end of the first half, start of the second half, we weren't good.
How much, if at all, was Justin Arns on your scouting report?
Well, he's been playing well. He played well against us the last time. He played well on Saturday against Maryland. I mean, the guy's a shooter. You know, he was open too much. I mean, give him credit. He made 6. That's pretty impressive. But, You know, okay, and we were pressing a little bit, and we were trapping, so you're a little bit susceptible maybe to a guy being open. But you know, I'm probably equally upset with the amount of threes he made and the amount of threes they made at the end of the shot clock. Pretty good possession for 28 seconds and 29 seconds, and they're hitting. I think it happened 4 or 5 times, and that makes it hard.
Well, what were the issues with the officiating in the last 4 minutes with Connor and yourself? And did you have anything to say to an official after the game?
I can't talk about that, Mike.
Any other questions? There was a stretch where you had the flagrant in the first half.
That was 6-point play.
Yeah. Did you see signs that game was?
That was, you know, that was a tough break. I mean, Nicholas is trying to foul the kid before he gets into a shooting motion, ends up grabbing him. So it was unfortunate. You know, I'm not going to beat the kid up for that. But it was a big play in the game. You're right. It was a 6-point play.
What did you tell Connor after the game? I mean, I think it's his first technical.
Well, I asked him what happened, and he told me. I can't, you know, I'd love to, Chad. I would love, trust me, but I can't.
Just defensively in general, what were the problems?
I don't think, well, it was different times in the game, Mike. You know, our man-to-man wasn't good at the start. It was good at the end. Our zone was good in the first half, not in the second half. Our press was good in the second half, not the first half. So that's not a recipe for success.
Was there any one thing in particular you didn't like about your defense when you benched the 4 starters?
Effort.
In the second half?
Yeah.
Did you see that more from the second year? It seemed like the results didn't change much from there.
I thought they were more active. They scored 15 points in the first 4 minutes of the second half. That's hard to win.
Take a couple more if you got it.
Thank you.
All right. Obviously, a fun night for our guys, and that's as a coach that you love seeing your guys play with that with that level of joy and happiness. Iowa. I just have tremendous respect for them, how hard they play, how well coached they are, how hard they are to stop. And we really did struggle. We felt like if we could not score the ball tonight, that it was going to be very difficult for us to beat Iowa because of how good they are offensively. So our mindset was, we felt like we could attack them in some areas, and we felt like we needed to. And if we weren't going to, if we couldn't score the ball and make some shots, we felt like it could be a difficult night just because they're really good offensively. So give Iowa a ton of credit, give our players a ton of credit. So many contributions from so many guys.
When you go in with an approach like that, but then you end up getting 29 from Justin, how does a performance like that change your offensive game plan as the game goes on?
Well, I just, he's obviously been really shooting it well, and he's a kid that has just really grown as the seasons went on. Like when you think about him a month ago, even like at the Michigan game, he's different. He's a different player. He still struggles in some areas defensively. We had to move him off some guys tonight, but the thing I love about Justin is, as I've said before, he's a confident kid, but his focus has been on the team playing well and finding a way to help the team play well. He's lost himself in that, and I think he's been rewarded because his focus has been that, and he's continually gotten better. But that's a long answer to, obviously, it opens some things up when you have a guy. And our guys did a really good job finding him in the back end of the press some, too.
I know you take it one game at a time, but to win a game like this at this point of the season, obviously this helps the tournament resume. Is that something that factors into your mind as you appreciate this win, that maybe this could pay some dividends going forward?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we understand there's a lot, there's 3 games left to be played that are all going to be extremely difficult. And I think, Adam, we're just trying to keep our focus on the task at hand and in the day at hand. And if we continue to get better, hopefully our body of work will speak for itself. Obviously, this was a home win against a very good team who's had a very good season, so we acknowledge that. But unfortunately, it's not going to help us one bit when we play one of the best teams in our league on Saturday on the road.
Chris, when we talked to you yesterday, you talked about the spot that Arns was placed in. You said that spot is kind of fluid. What does an offensive performance like what Justin Arns had tonight kind of proof to that, or does it have any effect on that position? Or
are you saying he's locked to start the rest of the season? Is that what you're asking?
I'm asking you that.
I think he's just got to keep working. He's just got to keep working. He's got to keep his focus about the right things. He's got to keep playing with confidence. He's got to keep getting better. It's a tremendous performance. I loved how he played and his contributions. But listen, it's not realistic to expect a freshman to go out and make 60% of his threes in every game. So let's pump the brakes on that a little bit. He's just got to keep working. If you were to say to me, was his shooting impactful? Absolutely. I would say that Caleb Wesson's physicality in the second half was as great a reason as any for our win on the offensive end. He opened up so many things for so many people, and ones for other guys, finishes for himself when we needed it, when we were having trouble stopping them. Think about the number of and ones we had in a row there. It felt like it when they just kept scoring. So I look at, as a coach, I look at his impact as significant as any.
Chris, CJ came in, I think, right away in the first possession, poked the ball away from Bohannon, and had a couple steals. It just seemed like Bohannon was never really able to get into a rhythm of the game offensively. When you can do that against this team, sort of not take him out of it, but bother him the way CJ did, what does that do for you guys on the defensive end?
He was critical. CJ's, I thought CJ 6-to-1 assist to turnover ratio, defended with purpose, made Bohannon work. Then we had to switch him on to 10, Wieskamp, who was just killing us. I had 5 threes, and it was. I mean, a couple of those were incredibly difficult. Kid's a heck of a player. So we switched him then from Bohannon when Bohannon went on to Wieskamp, and he worked him. He just made him work. I thought like that gets lost in all of the scoring, 90 points and all of that, but so important for us in this win.
And do you feel like your guys are starting to get a little bit better understanding of how to play off of Caleb on the offensive end? I don't know if maybe you're putting them in different spots, but it just seems like with the way they're cutting, the spots they're getting to, they're helping themselves by making themselves available to
I think so. I think that the only thing we really changed was our press offense from recently. So they're not really in different spots. After the Penn State game, for obvious reasons, we changed our press offense. But outside of that, I think guys are just getting more comfortable understanding the amount of attention that he's going to get at times and the trapping and where it's come. I thought our cutting off the ball was better. Keyshawn really cut well off of the ball tonight. But it's a hard thing to get your guys kind of used to doing, but I thought tonight was good.
And then just one more. You've talked really all season and for the last month or so especially about the approach your guys have had and the effort you've seen in games, even if the results in the end aren't what you want them to be. Had you guys not had that sort of consistency and approach and effort, do you think you'd be able to put together a game like this at this point in the season? And what's it take to sort of keep that mindset through some of the ups and downs you've had?
I think you need great kids, and you need regular dialogue, and you need honest conversations, and guys that care about the team, and I think if you have those things and you have those things on a daily basis, you give yourself a chance to play better as the season goes on. No, I don't think that we would have been able to do this if we didn't have some of those things. But, those things also aren't guaranteed for the last 2 weeks of the season. So it's really kind of a daily discipline for us as a group to be about the right things and to be focused on the right things and to move forward.
We talked about Justin, you brought up Caleb, CJ, but Andre plays 40 minutes.
Yeah. Did he play 40 minutes?
Yeah. Dwayne in the first half with 10 points.
Right? I did not take him out. Okay.
But just
blow. Good blow.
Is
plenty of time for a guy to get a little breather, get a second win.
Is this about as well-rounded as you guys have been? Contributions in different areas from all guys, and guys off the bench making plays and whatnot.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, I agree with you. That's where you're looking at so many contributions from so many guys. I do agree with you. I thought he was really good in some of his finishing. He battled. He's battling guys that are 3, 4, 5 inches taller than he is. I thought he was good with the ball in the press and attacking the press at the point of the press a lot. Some of his decision making. I thought his finishes, he played more on balance. We've been on Andre from day one this year about playing with more balance because he can struggle with that at times. Made a couple threes. Just showed why he's a good player.
Andre's block on Cook, that looked like it was going to be one of those highlight film things.
Yeah.
That looked, at that point.
Was it Cook or was it
Moss?
Moss.
Okay,
Yeah.
Moss.
If it's Cook, that would have been even more impressive.
Yes. But Caleb also had the steal in the front court. But that block, that could have been a 9-point game.
No doubt. I meant to mention that there when talking about Andre. Andre's block was a huge momentum play because you're right. I remember what it cut there, but I realized it was getting tighter there, and he has a real knack for that, and timing situations. Andre's we'll say 6'6", 6'7", but his length really helps him play bigger. He has tremendous timing. I've seen it in practice now a number of times where he has got guys have went and tried to punch on him, and he's timed it. And the biggest thing was we got that ball back, right? Because he's blocked some in the past, we haven't got it back, but we scrambled and got that ball back. It was huge play, huge play.
Chris, it seems like confidence was one of the biggest reasons why you guys won tonight. I don't think we've seen you guys play with that kind of confidence in a while. Just would you agree with that sentiment, and how much do you feel like a win like this can help build enough confidence moving forward to maybe, get another marquee win like this here down the stretch?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I think there is some truth to that. When you see shots go in, you do grow in confidence a little bit, and that can be contagious too. My college coach used to always say, confidence comes from competence. You got to do it. You got to do it over and over. And I think the fact that we have played well in stretches has given our team, I think, the belief that we can play well in stretches, in longer stretches, I should say. I will probably miss some shots tonight, and collectively, maybe they felt like they could have done some things differently. I don't want to make too much of this one game because I think there's still a lot of things that concern a coach, like our defensive approach has to get better and some other areas. But I think when you make shots, that confidence certainly can be contagious. But I also think that some of that's come from we've had good stretches of play here in the last month. We really have.
Chris, I hear you trying to pump the brakes on the optimism after a game like this, but there have been so many nights where I've sat here and asked you about getting confidence back, getting the bubble, all this other stuff. There's got to be some personal satisfaction for you and the players going out of this. How do you want them to celebrate? Do you want
them to? Man, I absolutely. I want them to. I want them to enjoy this night. Absolutely. I want them to be. To enjoy this night. I want them to enjoy playing the game and playing games that matter this time of year. I've talked about that a lot, that, we have a great opportunity here to play games that matter here these last couple weeks. Absolutely, I want them to enjoy it. I just think, this about me, like we're going to evaluate how we play, win or lose, and try to move forward from that. And, I've seen league play plenty of times. Just one game doesn't necessarily guarantee anything in the next game. It really is going to we're going to have to keep doing those things that we talked about that have helped us play well in this last month. And I read all the time about, Associated Press or whatever had something after our last game. Well, we've lost this out of this here. I really feel like we've played some really good basketball at times in the last month. And I think sometimes that get lost in wins and in losses. And we just got to keep trying to do that more.
I don't think you can expect him to score 29 points every game, but you guys, in all honesty, 50, 60 points, there's been kind of a lid on your basket in the last month. What would it mean if he even gave you 9 or 10 points each game going forward?
Yeah, I think that's what you did against Maryland, right? Which Maryland's one of the best defensive teams in the league. Yeah, I think, is that reasonable to expect that he can come in and make some shots and get some offensive rebounds and do some things and be a guy that a lot of attention has to be. But I also think Dwayne's in that boat too, where guys really have to know where he's at right now. And again, offense is what everybody sees. Both those guys do have to grow in other areas. But, yeah, absolutely. I think that the threat that he can be is going to be important for our team moving forward.
You've been around basketball a long time. This is the 28th game of your season, and you had a guy who went into double digits for the first time and scored 29 points. Have you ever, in your recollection of the game of basketball, encountered anything remotely close to this as somebody to have a breakout game when your team absolutely had to win this game, and what it meant? Just have you recall anything close to this late in the year?
Yeah, I'd have to think about that. Not obviously not many. What I will tell you is I've seen in the past is freshmen emerge late in the season. Now, I haven't seen a 29-point explosion, but I've certainly seen freshmen emerge as key players in the last month and a half of the season because they understand the game better, their shot selection gets better. So that I think I have seen, Steve, but I can't say right now that I've seen something like this.
With as good as you guys were on the offensive end of the ball, you guys made a lot of shots.
Yeah.
What did you think of your guys' defensive performance tonight? Because it's not like Iowa was, terrible tonight offensively.
No, I think they're really good off. That's the strength of their team. I think they're tremendous offensively. Really well coached and just make it very difficult for you. I mean, listen, I like I said, they came in here and shot I think 48% on our home floor, and I didn't think our urgency and attention to detail was quite as good as it needs to be. I do think C.J. Jackson really helped us on that end. I will say that.
Adam asked earlier.
I think do you have one? I'm sorry. No.
Just talk about CJ's efficiency with the ball tonight. 1 turnover, 6 assists. We've had some games where he's had 7 turnovers, so just talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, last time we played these guys, he struggled handling the ball, and that's part of the reason we tried to change our press a little bit is to give him a little more help in the backcourt. But I thought his floor game was outstanding.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Adam was asking earlier about the importance of the win and everything. A couple of weeks ago, I think it might have been after the Illinois game, you said, we were asking you about the loss. Does it feel like a big loss? And you said, losses are losses. What about wins? Like a win like this, because there's been so much talk, haven't beaten a ranked team.
Yeah.
Is it the same? Is it just, or are wins different this time of year? Do big wins feel like, okay, this was a big one?
Yeah, I think it, to coaches, I'm not going to sit here and say that, that a win like this is the same as winning a, non-conference game early in the year against a team that, is bottom third in Division I, because that wouldn't be reality. This was a quality team, team that came in here that had put together a really good season, had beaten a lot of people, and we needed to prove that we were capable of being. We've proven that we're capable of being competitive. We need to prove that we were capable of winning a game like this. So to that end, yes. As far as what it does for us moving forward or any type of momentum or, hey, listen, this is now, going to, move us forward. No, I think it's just it was a really important win for us. Let's see if we can get better and these next couple of days of practice and prepare for Purdue.
Real quick, second half, you guys had 12 assists on 15 baskets. Was that just making shots because you shot at 57%, or was there more to it offensively that you saw with the unselfishness?
There was a little bit more to it, and I'm glad you point that out. I thought our interior pass, that's why I go back to Caleb. I thought he opened some things for us when we really needed to, kickouts and some of his interior passing. But I thought our guys played really unselfishly. I thought they did. And, I thought obviously Justin, again, making some of those threes against the press and making some open shots were critical.
Having some concerns about how the defense played overall, the way you controlled the defensive glass, they only had 4 offensive rebounds. How much was that a focal point of this game?
It was big. Yeah, it was big. Part of the reason it was big was because they're big, they're physical, they're long, they go to the glass really hard. And the other thing, Adam, is we were going to be doing some post trapping, and we all know that we're not the longest on the wing. So when you're post trapping, you're putting 2 big guys to the ball at times, and it's opening up offensive rebound opportunities. Got us a little bit late in the first half, but our guards did a good job cleaning up the rest of the game.
I have to ask you in the first half with the technical, just seemed like maybe things could have spiraled out of hand at that point. But
nice conversation, very just asking how each other's families were doing, and I deserved it. and I just lost my cool. Yeah, I just lost my cool. Well, I think we all know how important every game is now, and we know how important Caleb is on the floor, and we've been on him so much, and he's, I think, taken really good strides, and you know, not fouling and staying composed when he gets a bad call. Again, he was much more composed than his coach, and I thought he came back and did a great job the rest of the game.
That's what I was wondering, if you felt that he handled that pretty well, because early in the season that definitely would have gone the other way, I think.
Yes, I did. I did feel like he handled it well. And I told him on the bench, just stay with it. I'm probably going to put you back in the first half, and we did. You know, I'm not a sit-a guy with 2 fouls, guy typically, unless the game is clearly in our favor. Then I might do that, but we needed him back in there for his offense, and we were able to do some offense-defense subs. Okay, all right, thanks, guys.